How y'all doing today? My name's Zain. Today's topic of discussion is going to be, we talked about that. Now what? We talked about that. Now what? What I'm thinking about when I'm thinking about this topic of discussion, I'm talking about where you've lended yourself, you lended your time available to people who are always going through something. They always got something popping off. It's always some confusion, and you've been that sounding board. You've been that shoulder to cry on. That they bent your ear and whatever they're talking about, and it's just like it's always about them. And like I said in the video that I had just recorded, it really gets to the point where they're being selfish. And one of the things that I found that it's on the verge of making me laugh because it's humorous, it's just like, after we spent all this time talking about you, now what? You know what's so funny when I'm thinking about this? It's been situations where I've been going through something, or you're trying to talk to a person and they're steady putting it back up on them. I've been through situations where we've talked for hours up on them, and you're trying to get something off your chest, and they still turn it back around on them. That's how I came up with the topic of this video. I'm like, we talked about you. Now what? I'll tell you now what. Some of the things that I've experienced is they've said everything that they had to say. Man, I got to go. You know, I remember one instance, and I talked about this earlier when I first started recording videos on this channel. It was about, it was right before my book was published. And I think I was pretty much done with it. And I'm sharing it, or sharing this news with the person that or people that I thought was somewhat close to me. And before I'd gotten onto it, before I'd gotten on to discussing the book or me being done, I was on the phone with this person or these people, and they had talked for like an hour, telling me everything up under the sun. Some of the stuff I didn't even care about. It was just they were telling me all about their family members and their family members, and just all these success stories and all of this, and what was going on with the neighborhood. I mean, they had talked about everything up under the sun, to where it was to a point where, you know, pretty much they had ran out of what they were going to talk about. And since I thought highly of this person, I was just like, hey, I would like to share just a section of the book. It was just like a paragraph, maybe even a page. And I'd open my mouth to say this, just like I'm stating. I was just like, yeah, I just wanted to, you know, get your, you know what, I'm about to go somewhere. Where are you going to be in the next 45 minutes? I'll be here. I'm not going anywhere. I'll be here. Okay, I'll call you back. And I tell you what, if you want to send me a preliminary copy so I can just, you know, read over the book, yeah, I'd be happy to do that. You can send that to me. And I'm like, okay. Get off the phone. I'm going to call you right back. Okay. It's going on almost. It might be almost 4 years ago. I don't even remember. Like I said, it's more than a couple of years ago. It was 45 minutes. And I remember saying this in some of the first videos that I recorded. It was like, I'm going to send you a preliminary copy, or you can send me a preliminary copy so I can read over and then give you. I ain't sending you nothing, because that's not what I asked you. Now, I just sat here and listened to you talk about everything under the sun, some of the stuff I didn't even care about. I don't even really think that you cared about. You were just talking to be talking. Now what? Okay, well, can I share something? No. Ultimately, that was the answer. No, you can't. I'm getting ready to go somewhere. I'm going to give you a call back. The reason why I'm bringing the topic of this video up, I'm just showing you on some of the things. These are some of the things where initially you might not be thinking about these situations or these people in the eye. You know, you're selfish. you're selfish. If you're not all the way selfish, you're a tad selfish, a bit selfish. We all are selfish to some degree, and you have to be, because it's self-preservation that comes into that. You know, you can't be drugged down, be totally selfless, because if you're totally selfless, you'll be drugged down by selfish people. So you can't be totally selfless. So with this interaction, and I had known this person or these people for years. They've done things in my life, and like I said, I think that it speaks on the type of way that I looked at them with the statement that I made when I said I looked at these people, highly. Had a high outlook up on them. Not looking up to them like they're on some pedestal. That's not what I'm saying. It was a nice, positive outlook up on them. But, and I know some people might go, oh, well, maybe they really had to go up off in that instant. You didn't have to go when you were doing all that talking. When you were vomiting all this information up on me, you told about everything, and I'm right there with you. Oh man, that's awesome. That's inspiring. That's this. That's that. You told me about things that even you didn't care about talking about. And the moment I got ready to share this with you, you had to go. You might say, well, maybe they really had to go up off in that moment. Yeah, it's been a few years. These are the things to think about when you're talking to people. And I know with myself, with some of these same situations I'm talking to you about now here on this channel, I felt a certain type of way. Even in that moment, while I'm talking to a person, it's been times where I'm really trying to get something out, and the person is steadily diverting the conversation, using what I say to fling it back around on them in this real blown up situation, and we've never come back to saying. And one person I'm thinking of in particular with doing this, I would, once they got done saying their piece, I'm talking about after they diverted, spun it around from whatever I was saying. Once they got done saying their piece, I would gear it back to me, because it's my situation. So I'd bring me back up off it. I couldn't even get the full thought out. And it would happen like 4, 5, 6 times over. I mean, it was utterly frustrating. It was frustrating. We have to think about this when you're interacting with people. If you're interacting with them, interact with them. See, I've said this in one of my other videos. If I choose to engage with you, I'm not looking for more of I am. If I'm looking for more of I am, I would have just stayed doing my own thing. I'm engaging with you. Yeah, some of it might be up on me, but I'm engaging with you. Some people forget that. It seems relatively simple with the way that I'm talking about it in this video, but some people forget that. And it's all about them. And it's just like, and it's to the stand, it's like this. It's to the point of when you're not coming around or you're not engaging like how they think that you should engage. And it's just like, oh, well, I'm not seeing you. What do you need me for? It's all about you. We talked about everything you. Now what? You don't care about what I'm doing. I'm bringing this to your attention to see, are you a person that does this? I know it really makes me mindful of when I'm interacting, because it's not a cool place to be. And it's just like, I wouldn't want to have a person in that position. Food for thought. If you hadn't already, hit that subscribe button. Follow me on my other social media, Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, Instagram. Obviously, I'm on YouTube. This is where I'm hosting my videos at. If you have questions, send them to my Gmail, aim.kilimanjaro@gmail.com. I'll do my best to answer your question in a video. In the meantime, stay encouraged. Avoid being discouraged. I'm Aim. You have a good one.